In the heart of summer, the sun smiled brightly as a group of children gathered in a vibrant garden filled with colorful flowers and lush greenery. The air was filled with the scent of blooming roses and the sound of laughter as they chased each other along the winding paths. Butterflies danced above the blossoms, their wings sparkling in the golden sunlight. At the center of this beautiful scene was a sprawling, majestic house with tall, stone walls and vines climbing up its sides. The children ran across the soft grass, their faces full of joy as they played near a sparkling pool. The garden was filled with laughter, shouts, and the sound of splashing water. The children played games that felt timeless. Some ran through the garden, hiding behind bushes and trees, while others dipped their toes in the cool pool, splashing water at one another with glee. Every corner of the garden held a new adventure. They imagined themselves as explorers discovering secret paths, or knights guarding the castle. The warm afternoon carried on as the children basked in the freedom of summer, their imaginations taking them to new worlds in the beauty of the garden. For them, it was more than just a day in the sun. It was a day filled with friendship, fun, and the magic that only summer can bring as the evening sun glows softly and everything feels just right. Out of nowhere, the piercing voice of a small boy yelled, "Tag, you're it!" It was Charlie, his face beaming with excitement as he darted through the garden. The rest of the kids shrieked with laughter, ducking behind the tall, blooming flowers and bushes. Little Emma, wearing her favorite polka-dotted dress, wasn't as fast, but she didn't mind. She giggled, hiding behind a tree as the butterflies fluttered around her. "You can't catch me here," she whispered to herself, feeling like she was in a magical forest. Across the yard, near the stone house, Max and the others splashed around the pool. "Simon, the water's perfect," shouted Max, his curly hair dripping wet as he jumped into the pool, sending a wave of water flying. The others joined in, laughing and squealing as the cool water sparkled under the afternoon sun. "I'm an explorer," said Jake as he wandered along the garden's winding paths. The warm afternoon carried on as the children basked in the freedom of summer, their imaginations taking them to new worlds in the beauty of the garden. For them, it was more than just a day in the sun. It was a day filled with friendship, fun, and the magic that only summer can bring. From the porch of the grand, rustic house, Mrs. Green watched them with a smile. "Look at them go," she said to Mr. Green, who was reading in the shade. "They have no idea how lucky they are to have a summer like this. They'll remember it," Mr. Green replied, glancing up from his book. "These kinds of days, they stay with you." The children's laughter filled the air as they played on, running, splashing, and exploring every corner of the magical garden. The sun began to dip, casting a beautiful soft, golden hue over the house and the yard, but the kids didn't notice. For them, the day seemed endless, and in their imaginations, it would always be summer, full of adventure, friendship, and the kind of fun that only comes when you're young. "Let's never stop playing," Rose said, her eyes twinkling as she looked at her friends, and in that moment, it felt like they never would.